Hey folks, hope you're well. I feel a bit flustered coming up here, starting this one. I fell over on my way up the stairs and then realised I had food all over my top, so I've just had to get changed quickly, so my hair's all fluffy. But I am here, I am vlogging. I feel bad for missing my every other day routine. I'm trying really hard to do it properly, follow the right kind of practices, and missing a day is not something I wanted to be doing, especially when I've only been doing it a little while in. So I apologise for that, but here I am on a Sunday. I had a really busy Saturday. That was the long and short of it. I didn't realise how tired I was until that evening, but I got up. Basically, I finished work, did the podcast on Friday night. We finished about just before midnight, and I was already quite tired. And I've mentioned I was really feeling burnt out, really wanted to kind of have a rest, sleep. The big thing I've been focusing on is that by Tuesday I expect to feel like Superman again, because I'll have had such a restful 3 days. But I got woke up by my alarm at 8 o'clock on Saturday. I slept in half an hour, was nearly late for bloody Kanto day on Pokemon Go. I actually went to ask Ollie if he was coming out for a walk with me because we'd agreed he was going to, and he just kind of went, no, and I was like, right, I'll go out on my own. So I got dressed, had breakfast and hit the ground, went straight out, I walked, not, I want to say across Deeping, but Deeping is kind of long one direction and narrow in another one, and I walked the narrow across Deeping, in total, I probably walked about 3.5 kilometers. But within an hour, I'd already caught quite a few shiny Pokemon. I'd had a really nice walk. It's really peaceful. No one was about. It's really quiet, and I just thought, this is lovely. I should do this more often. Just walking out in peaceful morning time on my own. That's good for everyone, isn't it? Really. I got back and Claire was all stressed, bless her, because she was planning on emptying the living room. She was gonna clean all the carpets basically. She'd rented a carpet cleaner from Tesco. She had to pick it up at lunchtime. She was frantically trying to figure out how she was gonna take the boys with her to Tesco's or leave them with me, but I was playing my game and I wanted to be able to kind of nip out and stuff. So I agreed with her I'd take Ollie for a drive. He had said he wanted to go out. He was kind of saying he'd been cooped up at home. He liked the idea of nipping out in the car. He didn't really want to go anywhere for a walk, but he wanted to sit on Roblox in the car instead of on the sofa. So I said to him, well, why don't you play Pokemon with me rather than Roblox? So I set up my old work phone, which work have given me. They've given me a new work phone, and he sort of said to me, if Emily wants it, she can have it. And I was like, Emily's had a phone for ages. I'll put Pokemon on it for Ollie. So he was quite happy with that. It has to be tethered to me, but he can play Pokemon on it. Since he was delighted that he got it, but since getting it, he has absolutely not done any Pokemon on it. He's let me do it all. So yesterday was no different. He sat in the back of the car playing Roblox and asking me questions about Roblox and just chatting to me about that. Well, I just went, not having a clue what's going on, focusing on my game. Claire messaged me saying she was back from the shops so I could drop Ollie off. And he was getting fed up. By lunchtime, he was getting fed up of me just driving around, stopping, doing raids, catching stuff. I know where all the big spawn points are in town, so I was just kind of going to like a car park, catching the 50 things in there, and then driving to like the leisure centre and catching the things near there. And that's what I basically did. So yeah, I did that for the morning, and then got him back because Claire said he was allowed home. She'd already blitzed the downstairs, bless her, and was starting to figure out what other rooms she could go and clean and how she was going to do them. So she sort of said to me the biggest problem she had was she went to Tesco's with Ben, and she got this massive machine she had to lug back to the car, and Ben was running around Tesco's pulling stuff off the shelves, bringing it up to her saying he wanted it, tried to open a drink off of a shelf, and she was just had a nightmare. So she was like, he's driving me mad, can you take him out? And I was like, another excuse to go out that is justifiable just about for the sanity of my children and my wife. Yes, I will take Ben for a drive. So Ben come for a drive with me. I don't know what he was really expecting it to be, but we ended up I asked him to tell me if he saw any cars. So bless him, he sat in the back of the car just going, there's another one, there's a red one, there's a blue one, there's a yellow one. We saw a yellow van. I asked him to look out for a yellow car. I told him that was important. I've been doing that with him a lot lately. When he's kind of having a funny day, I'll say, sit on my lap, keep an eye out the window and tell me if you see any birds. If there's any birds out there, I want to know. So now he just tells me when he sees birds all the time. He's like, Dad, there's a bird out there. And he doesn't really know why I want to know. And I don't know why I want to know really. But yeah, it's nice. He tells me when there's birds about. He was telling me when there's cars. So we had a nice sort of, again, we had about an hour. I basically, he was, can I go home now, Daddy? And I was like, well, not until your mum texts me. We were sat outside this church and I was just like, she hasn't texted yet. I'm texting her going, Ben really wants to come home. And she was just still beavering away cleaning. So once she allowed him to come home, I came in and just kind of, I didn't really, considering, I mean, I did the walk in the morning, but considering I was only driving around, stopping and sitting in the car, when I come out, I had a splitting headache. It's probably staring at a phone for, by that point, 8 hours. But I decided to spend the rest of the day at home doing it because I didn't have, mainly because I didn't have a justifiable reason to be out anymore. And being in the car was safe. You know, I was only out for an hour walking. I don't have any problem with me sat in a car park, parked up. You know, I'm not going to cough on anyone. No one's coughing on me, so I felt quite okay. Ollie felt justifiable because he'd asked, and you know, he needs to get out. So I don't have any problems with any of that. But I thought, right, I can't really go out again. I haven't got a fourth reason to go out at this point. You know, I was kind of like, do you need anything from Tesco's? Do you want me to take that thing back? But she had it till this morning, so she blitzed the house. And I just sat there catching Pokemon all evening while she was watching football and that. Normally on a Saturday we watch films and we have a nice night doing things. And I was just, I mean, we did watch 1917, the World War One film, which she wasn't really familiar with what it was. And I said to her, I think it's known for being a continuous shot from start to finish. Maybe not literally they filmed it from start to finish like that. But when I told her this, we were then waiting to see whether we could see where the shots start and end. And genuinely, that film probably has two moments where you can say, okay, if they were really, really, really sticking to the rule of no breaks, they only broke at those bits. But reading afterwards, we learned that there were other bits where they had broke. There was, you know, they only really did continuous shots for say 20 minutes at a time or something. But it seriously looks like a bloke comes and says to someone, I've got a message I want you to deliver. I need you to sort something out for me. Go do it. And then the camera just follows them across, I can't remember what it was now. I want to say France. As you can tell, I wasn't 100% paying attention to the minor details of what country they were in. I definitely got the war right, I think. Yeah, the year would have been, yeah. Yeah, it must have been France. The people were speaking French. It could have been Belgium, but it must have been France. Good job I wasn't the one leading this war, eh? But that was a very good film. While watching that, it got to the end of Community Day. I started totting up what I'd done. It was funny because I thought I'd had a really good day. And then I was telling my mates what I'd caught and the shinies I'd got, and I'd got 20 shinies, and I was really happy. I think I already had 4 of them already, but it's never too, you know, it's not a hassle to have more than one of them. I'd got the ones I really wanted, and I put it in the chat, and then 2 of my friends were instantly there going, we got 30 each. And I was like, oh, God damn it, they got 10 more than me. How have they got 10 more than me? Like, really disappointed that... Not disappointed, but just like, oh, God damn it. Like, I'm never going to be the one who gets the most. Not that I really wanted to be, but considering we all had the same 12 hours and the same resources. But I asked my other friends in Essex how they got on, and they were looking through it. My mate goes, I got 5 shinies, and I was like, right, okay, that makes me feel a bit better. You know, he got a couple of 100% ones and a couple of what we call hundos and nundos. They're like collector's pieces because they've just got no strength, basically, above the base rate. So they're completely unremarkable, the worst of their species. And I feel a bit of an affinity with them for some reason or another that I won't go into. But yeah, out of my whole circle of friends who play it, I actually probably got on the higher end of the votes of the shinies. The reason I said votes there was because I was just thinking there was a vote on Reddit where people were asking how many shinies you got in the day if you played it all day. So it's like a vote for only people who played it for 12 hours straight, and it had like a 20 to 25, 25 to 35, 35 plus. So I was in like the 3rd bracket highest of options. But when I clicked it, that was pretty standard. There's very few people who'd got, like, some people were getting like 65 plus. But there was like good 500 people in this poll that had got none in the full 12 hours. Either they were lying or they were seriously unlucky to have paid 12 quid for a ticket and got nothing. I saw a few people ranting on Twitter about it, but I had a great day. I really enjoyed it. Really, you know, I feel it was worth it. You know, it got me out and about, got me out with Ollie for a bit, got me out with Ben for a bit. Not ideal. I think if obviously the lockdown wasn't here, we'd have probably gone to Ferry Meadows for the day in Peterborough. It's a beautiful place. I'd have probably caught a lot more there. The kids would have been able to run riot, running around, climbing up things and everything. It would have been full of people playing. It would have been really nice and a really good experience. But you know, needs must. This is where we are. I hope they do it again next year when lockdowns are gone and it's a thing of the past. And I'd like to be able to try and find somewhere really perfect for doing it. My mates who were got few. They live in quite built up areas, so they probably didn't go out as much. They probably didn't have an excuse to drive around or anything. One of them doesn't drive, but I know one of them went for a hike, and yeah, obviously just didn't have the luck. But yeah, it was brilliant. I had a really good time. There were some missions in there you could do. There's one that goes on now for the next like month and a half because they've put some time gates in it, which is a bit rubbish, but it's fun. It's all right. You get a shiny Mew at the end, and that's what we all want. It's super rare to get them. I think this is the first time in 15 years they've allowed shiny Mew to exist, so it's a big deal. But yeah, it's cool. I'm slightly worried I didn't put a thing at the start on this video. I should have said the first half of this video is going to be all Pokemon Go talk, but the second half is going to be more about what I'm moving forward on the channel and things like that, because it's quite useful for me to articulate it on here. I think it's going to be important for the channel and people watching to know. But it's been funny this week. I was having a chat with Kev and Pab and Anna on Mature Gamer before the show, and I was saying to Pab that I am at a point now where, having sorted out my dad's computer for him and sorted out some bits at work that mean I'm getting paid commission on some bigger tasks I did in December, I'm at a point where I'm covering a few bills, I'm covering a few bits and pieces, and I'm in a position where I can actually start thinking about getting a PC. So I was telling Pab, and then I've said it on here, and I was saying, look, I've been looking at it, and I've just got to have a chat with Claire, and then blah, blah, blah. And I said to him, I'm a bit worried about certain things. And Pab just kind of cut across me and said, like, Sheepdog, I'm not going to... He was like, I'm not being funny, but I feel like Claire doesn't really care what you do. I feel like you're just getting in your own way and you're talking yourself out of buying stuff. You should just get on with it. Every time you talk about it, you make it sound like Claire's already given you a thumbs up. Claire's already said she's fine with it, and you're convincing yourself not to bother. And I was like, well, I'm just worried about the graphics card availability. And Kev was like, why are you trying to figure out the market? Just see what you can buy, see if you're happy with what you can afford, and buy it. So after having that conversation with them, I listened, but I still went to Claire and was like, I've been chatting to Pab, and you know, they were mocking me because they don't think you really care and I should just do it. And Claire was like, well, I have said that several times, just go and buy one when you want to buy one. And so I've been thinking about that all day since. She was basically like, yeah, get it sorted, start making the videos. So I need to figure out what I'm doing. I know what I want to do from a channel point of view. I need to check some things. Years ago, I looked at Sheepdog Plays as a channel name, and I'm sure there was somebody else called Sheepdog that has a channel called Sheepdog Plays where they play games. So I may have to come up with a name that kind of lets people know who I am, but isn't Sheepdog Plays. Or I need to convince him to quit, even though he's got quite a lot of followers. Or I need to go with it and just steal all his followers and get sued, and then have a really high profile court case where we battle over the name Sheepdog and I win because I was named it by a vicar. We'll see what happens. You know, I'll play it by ear with that one. The name's not relevant. That's a small fry situation. I can be called Bob for all it matters. And that's really mean. It's my dad's name. I didn't mean to besmirch your name, Dad. But yeah, it doesn't matter. But what matters, I need to figure out. I don't want to jump in and go nuts and get like a super graphics card like the 3080, even though the stock's terrible, and then just feel silly for going overboard. But I also don't want to get like a 20 series and then be like, this can't do so. I mean, there's nothing that can't do at the moment, but I don't know. I'm overthinking stuff like that, but I kind of figure by the end of the week I want to have ordered something. The other thing I was thinking about, it's funny actually, it was really good timing. I feel like the universe is speaking to me in certain ways. Part of the reason that I was talking to Pam about that, I said to him, what happened was I logged on to, I can't remember if I talked about this on the video, I don't think I did. But basically I logged on to Binance, the app that I use for cryptocurrency. And for some reason, I have a referral thing that I set up ages ago, and someone who's used that has bought currency, and I've been given a little shred of currency on it over a bit of time. They bought this coin called BNB, I think it was, and I know that they give you some for doing transactions and stuff like that. It's kind of the thing that runs their website, but the value of that coin went mental overnight. It went from being worth like a fiver to being worth 300 quid, and it was worth 200 quid, sorry, and I had half a coin. Just under half a coin. Basically, mine was worth 95 quid. So I was sat there thinking, do I just flog this? It's just leapt up in value. So I ended up putting a call out on it to sell it. It ended up going for about 92. And that's what I said to Claire. Like, I'm going to use this as a deposit on a computer, and she like, it's not the full amount, but it's like I put it towards one. That's when she was kind of like, just do it. So I thought the universe has kicked me into having that conversation. Claire's been happy with it. It's all good. I don't know where that coin came from, but I'm very happy. It's kind of almost a balance up from the fact I lost all that Bitcoin that I thought I'd lost before. It's all kind of worked out in a weird way. And then Pab had that conversation with me, and my dad's just got his one, which got me looking at it. And then what really kind of threw me was tonight, Kev on his channel, on the Leloucho channel, his vlog, did a video about his videos about his lifetime earnings on YouTube, which isn't what I'm going to talk about in a moment. Although it kind of helped my case to show Claire a bit of what it is like if I put the effort in and it goes well. But I said to her, the thing that I really wanted to level with her was, Kev didn't just kind of sit there and do, I come and do a vlog, and I went upstairs, let's say it was 10 to 7, and I've had to set up where I record just to make sure there's a completely blank space behind me, because there's a plant here and stuff like that just, it's annoyingly complicated how I have to rearrange the room. There's piles of like washing that I needed to just throw around, and Claire always puts her stuff on this bloody chair, even though I'd like to, that doesn't matter. If it was me, I'd leave it completely empty where it was and it'd be fine. But I have to rearrange it every time. By the time I've sorted it all out and got it going, and I've gone through 50 me going, "Hi everyone, oh God, I've got it wrong again," and tidied my messy hair or whatever. It's probably been 10 minutes, not that long. But then I record, and then I edit. And by the time I'm online and it's done and you lot are starting to watch it, it'll probably be about 9 o'clock. And that to me is fine. That's worth doing. I enjoy it. But I said to Claire, when Kev does his videos, it takes him at least 5 hours. That's his average. He's worked out based on all of his videos, to the point where he was doing like 70, 80, 90 hour weeks on top of his job. And I said to Claire, so if I'm ever going to get anywhere with it long term, I'm going to have to be putting in like evenings at a time to get videos out. And I kind of, if I'm honest, I thought she was going to go, "Well, are you sure you want to do that?" And I was going to go, "Yeah, I do. But are you okay with me doing that?" But her response was basically, "Just go and buy a computer and get on with it." And I was like, okay, that's interesting. She's not too worried. Because when I used to have a computer, part of the reason I got a laptop that was underpowered and didn't do as much was when I used to have a computer, I used to literally live in our side room on that all the time, talking and recording and programming at uni or whatever it was, doing my teaching stuff, and I never really left it. But I got a lot done, and we just were on the internet, and things just change over time. So I said to her, it'll be a bit of a return to that. But she was just like, "Yeah, I understand, that's fine." And I think probably from her point of view, it means she can spend more time watching her own shows, which she doesn't really do now. She can just chill out. She doesn't have to kind of entertain me or be beholden to me liking stuff she likes for us to watch it. We do very much stick to stuff we both like at the moment. We are in a bit of a kind of rut with that, where if there's nothing on TV that we like, we just end up sitting there, because the stuff I really like that she doesn't watch, she hates, and vice versa. There's definitely me shows and her shows that don't mix. Like she can't stand It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, whereas I could watch that again and again and again and again. I watch that on a loop when she goes to bed, basically. So yeah, I think she's looking forward to getting her time back. But watching Kev's video was definitely an eye-opener, thinking, especially in the realistic scenario of me basically putting in loads of hours and not getting anywhere for at least, I mean, he had a very quiet 3 years on that, where he was putting in so many hours. As he said himself, he could have taken any, just literally any minimum wage job, and he'd have done better. And he'd have, I mean, that's not, again, the money isn't why you do it. What I'm trying to say is he was like, it was just that he wanted to do it. And I kind of thought, that's good. I feel like I'm hoping, I'm excited about it. And it was funny watching it and thinking, the problem I've always had is I couldn't think of something I wanted to do for 90 hours a bloody week like he has. And then I thought, well, I literally spent 12 hours playing Pokemon Go. I am very into that whole game. I've said I want to do the Nuzlocke challenge, just the first sort of video that I try and do. There's definitely some stuff I can do around that. So that's going to be a good base start for me to go on. I think I'll still be doing the vlogs. I mean, he showed in his ones, basically he decided that he wanted to do more quality and less videos, and that kind of paid off for him. And I think long term, I should, once there's no lockdown, I should start doing proper videos with, going out places with the kids, showing off where we go, whatever we do. And just, if I can make that part of something I do, they're going to enjoy that. I think it would help me. I'd probably be less anxious if I was just distracted filming stuff while they enjoyed whatever they were doing. I think at the moment I tend to just be literally a sheepdog, just going. I mean, that could be the reason my nickname exists, really. I literally go around like a sheepdog going, come off that, don't climb that, don't do that, don't do that. Whereas when I'm filming them, I can just let Claire handle it. And she's always saying, just let me tell them what to do, because you freak out and you think they're going to like fall into a pit of alligators at any moment. And there might not even be alligators there, but it's always in the back of my mind. But yeah, I'm just thinking it'll probably be good to do that. We can get out more because I'll have to do content, and I just think that'd be good. I'm not going to do anything ridiculous like Kev and jacking my job after a year. I think he said he was on 10 grand and a few thousand videos under his belt, and he just left work. And I thought I mean, he said himself it was mad. Obviously, it's paid off for him in the long run, but my God. But I also can't see how he could have done it any other way, because he was burning the candle. As he put it again, actually, he was burning the candle at 4 different ends, like both ends and the middle. It was just, yeah, it was a little bit scary thinking to get to his level, you'd have to be putting in that level. I know it doesn't always work like that. I could literally spend the next 6 months making 4 videos a day and get nowhere, and then accidentally upload a video of me blowing off and falling off a seesaw, and that could get 4 billion views, and I could be the most famous man in the world. The internet is weird. I should be filming more seesaw activities just to see if that is the way to crack the nut. But until I am allowed in a park out of lockdown to do that, I'm going to have to try it the old-fashioned way rather than just slapstick comedy. But no, it is exciting. It's been an interesting weekend. I'm knackered. I've really thought I'd be starting to feel the benefit of being off. I know it's only literally been a normal weekend, but Claire got me up early this morning with a cup of tea, telling me that she needed to clean downstairs in the living room again so she could return the device. So she wanted me up to keep the boys busy. Then Spurs sucked the life out of all of us by losing to West Ham. So I just spent the rest of the day kind of disillusioned about everything. So I'm trying to G myself back up and be excited about the fact that this is what I've been waiting for. And oh, another thing that just to really hammer home, the universe speaking out and saying, this is the time, Sheepdog. We got a thing through. I've been gathering details from all the locals to try and get them all signed up to an open reach installed in the area to get us 300 meg broadband. And we've literally just submitted it. And another company out of nowhere has announced that they're putting 1 gig broadband in Deeping and the surrounding areas to try and bring Deeping into the 21st century and blah, blah, blah. And they want to do it immediately. They want to get going in the next month or so. So like by Easter, or at least by my birthday, there's a realistic chance that I could have like literally 1 gig broadband plus a decent computer plus, you know, my console, and I could be just cracking. And I think all I'm missing now is I need Emily to start learning this graphics design software that I got, so she can start doing all my artwork for me, because that'd be quite handy. If I can get her really into making me Pokemon artwork for logos and stuff, then we could get a real channel going here, and it could be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm feeling very positive. It's quite a good time. You know, I'm not under any illusions at all. I mean, I've basically, you know, you all know I basically do videos for, you know, not that I'm complaining, you know, I'm very happy with what I do. I like this, but a couple of hundred people watch them. I still do them. I still enjoy it. It's all fine. You know, it's just something I like making stuff for the internet. You know, I've been doing podcasting for over 10 years. I've, you know, been writing stuff for ages. I'm going to do some writing this week, definitely. I've been figuring out, basically, what I need to do is go through and write all the beats I've already written. I've got the first, like, 2/3 and a bit of a story. I know what the end is, but I can't match them up. And I hate it in programs where someone goes, oh, there's a knock at the door. I hope it's not the killer, opens the door and gets killed. I hate those, you know someone's on the loose. If there's a knock at the door, you frigging climb out the window and leg it. You know, you don't open the door and get yourself stabbed. And all my characters and all my stories, I always try and write people who act like people, not like plot devices. And it annoys the heck out of me when someone acts like a plot device. So I need to figure it out, and I just need to crack that nut and do it. And I don't want any MacGuffins appearing. I don't want any, oh, by the way, I know jiu-jitsu and I'm just going to flip out of here and disappear. Or, oh, there's a helicopter, let's fly away. I don't want to, no coincidences either. And that happens in Batwoman all the time, and it really annoys me. There's so many coincidences in that show that the show doesn't work for me. really, because it's just coincidence after coincidence, and it's just lazy. So yeah, I need to figure out that and be happy with my turning points, and then I'll get that done. And I'm hoping that means that I'll be on a bit of a production drive, and yeah, there'll be lots of cool things to talk about. So I'm going to round this off because I'm realising I'm coming up to 25 minutes, and that is a long video, even by my standards of rambling. But let me know how your week's been, or your weekend's been, sorry. Did you take part in the Pokemon Kanto weekend day thing? Did you get very many shinies? If you got none, let me know, because I'm intrigued as to know how much effort you put in if you got no shinies on a day. Not that I'm judging you, I'm just saying it's mad. I've got a feeling they're going to do a catch-up day, which I'm there for, I'm excited about. Let me know if you've got any good places to buy PCs other than PC Specialist. I know I talked on that before. Some people suggested a couple of sites for me that I am going to check out. I need to hunt for these good graphics cards, but I don't think I want to go too mad. I'll just get something I'm happy with that can run the things I want to run with, and it's more about the capture card and being able to edit quickly and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm excited. Kev's also said he can provide me with some monitors, which means I could end up with a PC and 2 nice sized monitors on a desk, all sorted, ready to start, which is a bit mad and a bit scary, but very, very cool. So yeah, gonna stop talking. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know how you're getting on, and I'll chat to you on Tuesday. Cheers.